Yo, welcome everybody. We're just right on time, absolutely right on time, isn't that? Isn't that just perfect? I just do things the right way. Basically, I started talking, the lap started dropping. All right, deck 115.9. You know the drivers are going to be hitting 115.9s in this one, 115s in this one. But deck, UFRL deck, our esports team. If anyone is confused why he has that tag, he's one of the drivers. And as you can see, Bird and Pesci are one of the drivers, and you know that just means to be one of them, you gotta be the sweaty tier ones. We do have some drivers from some other tiers in the esports leagues, but they hardly drive. They're just there for reserve, just in case you don't have the sweatiest of the sweatiest. 7 drivers have now set times. The ones you expect to be in front are in front. Pesci still yet to set. Our championship leader, Bird, already on 102 points this season. 3 rounds in. Shows you how strong they are. But we still have to think about the Williams team, who are almost 100 points from the men in P2. I haven't posted the constructor standings, but I will post that during our quali break. During our break after quali. You guys can see how much Williams are dominating this season. I think from this position, if they do throw it away, it will be an absolute bottle from the Williams outfit. Pesci definitely knows that. He will be informing his team on their perfect situation at the start of season 9. About 3 rounds in, already 100 and some so points. Already almost 100 points ahead of the men in P2. The men in P2 are not pushovers. They do have a very strong team. Visa RB have to be looked at. Is that someone who spun at the back? Looks like one of the Williams, one of the Alpines, sorry. Gets destroyer drag, has found the wall and lost his wing. That means he will have to go in now. A few drivers to set engine pens here today. Pesci is one of them. Mr. P is also one of them. But I thought Bird was one of the drivers setting an engine pen. I think it is Mr. P. I think maybe both, but I remember both setting his in Austria. Is Bird in trouble? Is Bird in trouble? Let me make sure, because if I remember correctly, he should be doing his engine pens today. I'm just gonna make sure though. If he doesn't, then he should be getting a caning. A caning on the butt for being on track. This is going to be an interesting one though. Kicks out by another team still fighting for the constructors there. They do have 2 strong drivers of Tech and Black Panther. We'll be looking for another good result today. It's not a bad result for them in China last week, as they gained on their competitors. So they had 1 driver in Red Bull finish. This team not getting that much stronger points in round 2, but compared to the rest of them, kicks out back. Very good job. Can Bird do another very good job here at Australia to get himself a win and continue his title charge? They say it's easy for him, but I won't say it's too easy, as he has Pesci on deck, always behind him every race. Last race he decided to pull the early hard pit stop and went for it. And he did, grabbing that win. And his teammates also did the same thing, grabbing the P4. So look like last week, the strong strategy was to just go long on the hards. I mean, in this game, the strong strategy is always to go long on the hards, as we've seen multiple times in multiple Grand Prix. But I know Pesci is doing his engine pen. I know Mr. P will also be doing his engine pen today. Pesci bet Mr. P. Yeah, I did. Yeah, exactly. I said it. Bird should be serving his engine pen, shouldn't he? I saw that. So Bird will be. This just throws the championship wide open. Bird. Listen, I'm just making sure because Viva meticulously does this stuff. He doesn't mess around. Once we put it in, he writes it down. So, who was asked? Pesci should be one. Yes, Bird. VCAB, the Bird, Tier 1, Australia. So, Bird should be doing his engine pen. He hasn't done his engine pen today. What does that mean? It's going to be a race ban for our championship leader next week. Pesci will definitely be happy seeing that, knowing this is his pop. That will be his opportunity to gain on, maybe take the lead of the championship. Every other driver around will be looking at him, thinking maybe we can stop Pesci from overtaking Bird. But who wants to stop Pesci from overtaking Bird? As you can see now, Mr. P also has an engine pen. He will be going into the pits, but you can't give your teammates slipstream on your way into the pits, which is a smart way to save your engine pen. We'll see how much that works for UFRL Merck, currently on his lap. Slipstream got him from his teammate, who now should be going into the pits to retire his car. But for the Bird, it is not the day, it is not the word that he would like to see. Race ban next week for the Visa RB. Visa RB TP will have his hands on his head thinking, maybe I should have reminded him, but as a driver, you should know when you're getting your engine pen. TP doesn't always have to remind you, especially when you're a driver who has been here. But honestly, we need to start. You know what we need to do now? We need to call the rule of always read the rules in the league, right? The Bird rule. Because every week he's doing something. It's either he doesn't serve his engine pen, or he leaves early, or he doesn't let the lap driver do. Bird, read the rules. I'm going to just start calling our rules now the Bird. Everybody go read the Bird if you don't want to get in trouble. Another week of trouble for the Bird, and he's going to have to drive off that race ban next week. We're only 12 rounds to go. I've been hearing rumors that we might increase the league to a 15-round season, but that is just rumors considering the release of the game. But all that time we've been focusing on Bird not serving his engine pen. UFRL Coffee has gone to the top now for the 115.8 as he's Bird is now disqualified from the session. Interesting. Is he trying to serve it by being disqualified from the session? I mean now he's going to start at the back. It depends on what the stewards say, if they will allow that. To allow that time, because his time doesn't affect anybody else now, and he will start at the back of the grid. So good move for everybody's constructors now. Yeah, we'll see. Bird now has disqualified himself from the session. Maybe a smart move from the Visa RB, but we'll see what the stewards say about that. But if it does work out for him, then that's one of the most most 200 IQ move I've ever seen. But Deck now has gone provisional pole position with a 115 4 tenths quicker than the man in P2. This is his opportunity to start at the top of the grid, as he has two of the top drivers who usually start up there doing their engine pens today. So this might be Deck's win, the win that he's been looking for 3 rounds now, and it's going to be the fourth one to try and start his championship charge against Pesci and the Bird. For the Bird, I know he's shaking in his boots now, thinking maybe this disqualification might help me or not. Let's see how that goes for him. Black Panther invalidating on that one, but will be starting. Sorry, Hazer will be starting a lap now. Hazer, another driver, who's doing a strong job for Williams here today. Looks like he cut the corner there a little bit, but he keeps going. No invalidation for the Williams. And we'll see if he can improve on his current time. When he does finish the first sector, where would he be relatively to the last time that he set? He's going to cross the first sector line now, and he's 1/10 up on his time. What does he need for that pole position? He's still far away. He needs about a second and a 10. So he needs to improve by another second on the 10 that he's already done on this current lap. So that's going to be looking very difficult for Hazer. But we're going to watch and see exactly what he can do. I'd say a Red Bull is out there. Looks like he's parkour in front of a Ferrari, or might be Basil. So they both might be on lap. So we're going to stick with Hazer first to see how much of an improvement can he get. Can he be roasted both? He's just 100th of a second ahead of him, as you can see, 0.14 seconds ahead of the Williams driver. So it won't be a problem to get past the Visa RB, but can he put himself in provisional pole position as he comes out the final corner, passes the start finish line? I think that would be unlikely. He doesn't improve on his time, goes up to P3, but it's not enough for the top two. The top two, UFRL Coffee and UFRT Deck, are really enjoying themselves now here at Australia as Bam and Destroyer Drac. Destroyer Drac, another driver that we should be looking at, isn't it? I finished on the podium last season in Tier 2, been in good track since F123. Let's see how it goes tonight. And exactly as you say that, your car is in P7. Move Drac up. Move Drac up. Pakos should be the leader of that campaign now. He's too quick for Tier 2. Honestly, I think Drac obviously has the pace for Tier 1, but it's the mistakes that makes him a Tier 2 driver. I've seen how Drac races. It's the mistakes that make him a Tier 2 driver. But if he just has that pace and no mistakes at all, he's definitely can be one of the top 10 runners in Tier 1. That's how it goes. Parkour, my first official Tier 1 race, not as a reserve, but as a Tier 1 driver, currently sitting in P13. We'll be looking to improve that time right behind UFRL Merck. Williams of Hazer should be coming into the pits now. I believe that's the Haas of JCFC behind Woody. As the other Haas hasn't been racing recently. Who was the other Haas? Iceman, I believe, hasn't been racing, and Woody has been taking his place, doing a good job for his team. At some points, when you're the one racing in Tier 1 most of the time, you feel like you are the driver at that point. And a lot of responsibility does lie on your head. When we have Viva now out there on his outlap, 177 that he sits on. Different types of timings from these drivers. We have 115s, 116s, and the 117s. Pesci should have retired by now. Pen? Pesci, you should have retired by now. That's another pen for Pesci. Pen for the leaders. Pen for the leaders. Pesci should have retired by now. Bird decided to do his lap. I don't know, man. All this, the stewards have to handle that. The stewards look at that and we'll have to handle that. I think that's the rule. I think you're meant to retire early into the quali. Once you go round and in, you should retire by a few minutes after you come in. You shouldn't wait to the end, because that stops people from starting in front of someone who, let's say, crashed at the start of their quali lap. Like what I did in Japan, I had to start at the back. So I believe that's why that rule was implemented. But with 1 minute to go, we'll be able to grab pole position here today. It's wide open now as Deck has retired from the session. Coffee will have an opportunity. Hazer will have an opportunity. They'll be starting their final laps on this run. First is going to be JCFC. Pesci now has retired from the session. He probably was listening to us. Finally, he's out of the session. I wouldn't be getting a penalty. Maybe not. But I don't think they will give me a penalty for that, because he's starting right at the back with Bird and with Mr. Poem. But Bird looks like Bird has gotten the loophole of when you forget that you have an engine pen. Disqualify yourself from the session. He's starting at the back now, so that might just be an escape from a race ban for him next week. Kick Sauber behind of Black Panther has gone up to P2, right behind his teammates. Exactly what they'll be looking for. The Mercedes will be starting his final lap. Behind him is the Red Bull of Filthy Ghost, also on their final lap. Rusted Bolt about to do the same thing, and this will be their last opportunity. A few seconds for them to cross the line and begin now. If they don't begin now, they will not have time to go on those final runs. 2 Alpines and a Williams behind, all about to begin. And we'll see who can get a coveted pole position, as Pesci and Bird, the championship leaders, will be serving their engine pens today. It is the opportunity for the other drivers. JCFC improves on his time, goes up to P8. It's going to be the Ferrari of Angry Badger crossing the line. It's not going to be... Sorry, that was Basil crossing the line. Going up to P5 for him Not a bad time. It looks like he invalidated. So he can't push on this one currently. But now they are all on laps. 3 drivers have finished. Basil, the 2 Ferraris, and Woody are going to be starting exactly where they are, unless someone else has a say about that. And Parkour now in that Red Bull. She improving on her time when she does cross the line. Yes, she does, but it's not going to be an improvement in his pace. Only P15 on her Tier 1 official debut for Parkour. The Mercedes of UFRL next to cross the line. Where can he go up to? From P12, only P11 for the Mercedes. Red Bull will cross the line next. Filthy Ghost goes up to P6. Not a bad time from him. Now it's going to be the McLaren who builds on his lap, and that's only going to be P8 for him. Hazer, can he get the pole position that he definitely will be looking for on this lap to hold up the drivers? Since his teammates started at the back, no, he cannot. He will split the kick Salvas, but that won't be enough for pole position for Hazer today. Rusted Bolt going into the pits. His time doesn't look like he was going to be faster than his quickest time, so he's going to have to settle for P7. What can the Ferrari of Basil, who looks like his quali is over, and that surely will be that. Qualifying is over. Deck will get that pole position finally in Tier 1, as Hazer will start in P2, splitting the kick Saubers, who are doing a very, very strong job here. And the other teams will be looking at that and thinking how they can recover in this race. But that is your starting grid. A starting grid to a race that looks like it's going to be a very, very exciting one with lots and lots of DRS places to make moves. We'll see exactly what can happen here today. Give her 1.1 of Drac. Never mind. I would say when it comes to out and out pace, I think Drac has more pace than Viva. For consistency and racecraft, Viva will probably take that. Sometimes that's what gets you in a higher tier, honestly. But Drac can just get that consistency down. He'll be one of those drivers I feel that be disrupting the front runners in Tier 1 Drac. But he just needs to get that down, and he'll be in a very good place. But the LPs will have to start P10 and P11 today in a very, very tough grade. There you go. Deck takes pole position by 3/10 and will start right at the front when we return in 5 minutes to race at Australia, round 4, Tier 1. Alright. What time are we going? Let me check. Do I have time for a zoot? People, do I have time for a zoot? If I should ask you, ask myself. Probably not. Probably not. Discord. Race Day Lounge. 37, 2 minutes. A 2 minute zoot will save lives, wouldn't it? I want to see what they say about Bird's engine pen though. 'Cause that was an interesting one. By the way, if you want to hear let me give you guys information about the constructors. Currently, Williams are leading 407 points to Visa will be 310 and Kick Sauber in P3 with 295. 407 points after 3 rounds is unbelievable. Pesci has really picked a very, very good team. Hats off to him. We'll continue giving him a fight, myself and the other TPs, for sure. But hats off to him. And we should be going any moment now. We should be going any moment now. Oh, it's in already, but I've done it. I've done it. It was real quick, but I've done it. I rushed it. I can't do it when I'm racing though. Can't do it when I'm racing. Because I do it when I'm racing, I'll probably find myself facing the other way. I wonder why thinking that I'm facing the right way. So I keep the zoos to after racing. But can we keep the spicy of this race from the start to the end, as the lights are going to be out now? It's going to be 5 lights out, foot to the floor, and go. Declan will keep his pole position. A very good start from the Kick Sauber. Can he be relatively clean as they go through turn 1? No contact made between anyone, and beauty for racing from these drivers. That's exactly what we want to see. But lots of position changes. Mr. P already moving up to P15. Pesci already up to P12. What a start from the man with the engine pen, from the guy who wants to take the lead of the championship today, and he's not going to waste time at it at all. And as you can see, fighting with the Mercedes there. Let's see the tires that these drivers are going to be running on right now. As you can see, mediums for most of them. For the back runners, they're deciding to go for the hard tires, the longer tires that can take them down into the long parts of this race. As they're going to go side by side, the McLaren getting past the Mercedes. A lot already happening to one. I can't even keep up as they round the outside. The vis-a-vis of the Bird is trying to make that place on the Mercedes of Merck. He holds him back as his teammate is going to attack round the outside. Can Bird keep that Mercedes from getting that place? No, it doesn't look like he can't. They're going to make a little bit of contact as Mr. P makes the place from Bird, but he's not going to give it up. The championship leader, as he's going to try round the outside now on those medium tires that he's holding on, but the Mercedes can't do a good job to defend it. Can't hit him with the switchback. It's not going to be enough. A lot of the ERS on that Visa RB already being used as there's a car moving to the side trying to make a move there, but looks like Filthy Ghost is going to hold it back close enough to Coffee this time around, who's lost DRS to the drivers in front. He will need to push to hold on to that as they can keep going now. Beautiful start to the race. Looks like most of the drivers are still in that DRS zone. Mr. P will try not to fall off it here because he knows he has that pressure of the Bird, the championship in front, as somebody spun in front. Looks like the Mercedes of Merck is out. Looks like Wizard Rex spun in front of him, and that sent him into the wall. Wizard Rex is also into the wall. And that is going to be wing damage. That wing damage for the McLaren doesn't look like, yes, it looks like the right side end plate. As the Mercedes woes continue out of the race, Merc goes, and it's going to be only one driver for them here today. We saw that incident. I think we saw it right on stream. Beautiful camera placement to see exactly what happened there. And that's very, very unfortunate. You don't want to see that happen to anybody. You know, Merc will be very, very gutted there. So we're seeing that's a drive-through now for the other Mercedes, which looks like it's falling down for Mercedes now as Bird gets past him there. Up to P11, the Visa RB goes as the virtual safety car now has gone in. They have now lost DRS to the drivers in front, but Bird has the pace to catch back up. Coffee having to defend from Filthy Ghost right now, who have that DRS right behind the Aston Martin. Who will have that? Who will have that advantage? And can he defend his advantage down the inside? Filthy Ghost will try and go for it. Not enough there. He had to pull out at the last moment. Pesci though, will he pull out around the outside? It looks like he has to, as the Alpine does a good job to defend from him, as they are all trying to claw from the back now. The men who started with their engine pen still together, Pesci, Bird and Mr. Bum. How much can they climb back up to the front? Parkour doing a good job now to hold on to them. So P already has that drive-through that he will have to be thinking about serving very soon before the unfair treatment of a safety car will come out, and he will have to serve it after that. So he definitely will be thinking of that, as Coffee will be thinking of catching Colin in front, who's starting slowly to fall off the top three, who are looking very strong at the top three. And Pesci and Bird are going to be thinking about that, starting on the mediums. Pesci and Bird deciding they want the stronger tire right at the start, and they can't go for the long ones at the end of the race. But do they have the pace now to claw back up, as Pesci already clawing back up down the inside of Bam to take it into P9, and JCFC is going to be next on track, as it's going to be a fight for the win here. Is it going to be Deck, who started right at the top? No pressure of Pesci and Bird in quali, but there's a pressure of the Red Bull on the inside of the Aston Martin, and he finally gets past Coffee with a beautiful move from Filthy Ghost, and he can think of Colin in front and try to draw him back in. Coffee though will not give this one up without a fight. He knows that he has DRS once again, and to the left side he goes. The Visa RB of Rusted Bolt is going to join this one. Are they going to be 3 wide going down into the quick left hander? Can Coffee hold it around the outside? But Visa RB of Rusted Bolt gets 2 in 1 before he gets to the right hander. Coffee now under pressure from Filthy Ghost, as they're going to go wheel to the corner, and there's more pressure from Pesci behind, who is now right beside Filthy Ghost. The Williams and the Red Bull going at it round the outside. Pesci goes, he wants his championship lead. He's driving like he needs it, and Bird now will be looking at the squabbling going on in front, and knowing that he can join this closer and closer he gets, as Bam has the best view of the 4 in front. Pesci though already up to P7. Coffee is going to be next. Then we will need to think about Rusted Bolt after that, the 3-second gap that he has to the leaders of this race, as Mr. P now decides it's time for that drive-through penalty that he incurred earlier in the race. Wizard Rex went into the pits. He didn't go into the pits, actually. He has stayed out, and the damage on his wing will stay on. It's not a glorious start to Wizard Rex's second race back in Tier 1. That's how it is in Formula 1. Sometimes you get the bad end of the stick, as Bird now is pushing very hard to try and get back to the drivers in front. Pesci is pushing very hard to get to the leaders, and up to P5 he already is. Now he has the clear air to chase up to Colin and the 4 drivers who are being able to keep a hold of Deck, as Hayes are now back to the front. Finally, they're going at it down the inside, and round the outside Hayes is trying to go. The kick Saubers are putting pressure on that Williams, and that Williams is not going to make it easy for them. He's trying it down the inside, but round the outside Black Panther is going to take the compromise line of Hazer to his advantage and takes P2 from that Williams driver, who is now going to be under pressure from Basil behind, and the kick Sauber, who's going to be leading as they head to turn 1. They're going to protect themselves round the outside. Hazer can try and take it on the other one, but the green machine will stay in front. Beautiful driving from those two. Colin though will try around the outside of Hazer. Not enough doing from those drivers, but as you can see, Pesci already behind them. Unbelievable pace from this duo. Rusted Bolt using that pace of Pesci to catch back to the front, and this race is back on between everybody in the top 10. Unbelievable. The DRS train that we knew was going to come is back on, and Kanban joined back into this. He was there. It looks like he is falling out of it, and this will be some parkour. Can't put that Alpine under pressure. Doing a good job for Red Bull here today, as Colin now has been overtaken by Pesci, and look at that. Kick Sauber and Williams domination continues in tier 1. And how is this podium going to be set? Who is that now on the inside there? Hazer looking for it, not getting it, and he has to hold it back. He almost unleashed there on the drivers in front, as Rusted Bolt now trying to make one done on Basil in front, who does a good job to defend it, but now he's going to be under pressure again. Get the better line, get the better traction out of the corner. Rusted Bolt has that DRS. Will he decide if Tom Wonder he wants to make the move, or can he set up that Ferrari as they head down now to the next corner? As his yellow flags at the back, it's a safety car, and there you go. Now a lot of these drivers who have been in unlucky positions in this race can now take the advantage of the safety car to see exactly how they go. A beautiful start though from Pesci and the Bird, who decided to go for the medium tires, and now they can run those hards all the way to the end. Everybody definitely is going to be running their hands to the way to the end. Black Panther is going to be the leader of the pack though. Black Panther is going to be the leader of the pack though. And you will see how strong he can be when it comes to defending from the tough racers behind. And this start of the race was absolute chaos. Actually clean at the start before the McLaren and the Mercedes came together. That made the chase from Pesci even stronger, because it was just chaos on track. They took advantage of it up to P4 already. Let's see those position changes. You will expect them to, take a little bit longer, but with the amount of DRS on this track, these drivers that have the clear advantage when it comes to everybody else on pure pace can actually take it. That's 14 places already made by Pesci. Bird has made 9, but who will be going into the pit? Deck is going to go into the pit. Black Panther decides they're not going to go for the double stack, but the double stack probably was the faster way, because now he has to stay behind the safety car. What tires did he go on? Panther, he's on the mediums. The mediums for Panther. He might be going into the pit on this one. I would say the double stack probably will be faster, even though you're going to lose places. Probably take those places. Lost Deck though. Lose places to the drivers who decided to stay out. Angry Badger, Woody, and Parkour, who started on the hard tires, are going to stay on the hard tires. I'm trying to see if this safety car can work in their advantage or on the advantage of the drivers. But the fresh tires definitely will be going to the end on this one. All of them into the pits now. Wizard Rex and Mr. Point, the same thing. They did go a lap earlier because they could dive into the pits when the safety car did come out. But that has already been a thrilling 8 laps. To this race. Hazer, Deck, Basil, Rusted Bolt in good position. Coffee, not bad from him. They are all now back into the pack. Pesci has dropped down to P12 because of the double stack, probably from Hazer being in front of him. He's going to have to claw back once again. The Bird in P14 has done the same thing. There's been a lot of movement on track. KCFC didn't stay out but got in front of Pesci. The double stack has, compromised a few drivers. But we know these drivers have the pace to claw back, as the safety car definitely will be in at the end of the next lap. Mercedes now just joining the pack, deciding to go for the mediums. How strong could those mediums be going to the end? Will they be able to hold on? And maybe he will need to claw places very early here in this race before anything else can happen, because those tires will definitely fall off at the end. There's a few more drivers coming into the pit. It's going to be Woody and Bam well, will be coming to defeat Black Panther though, still staying out on those medium tires. Probably will be hoping for another safety car because his race will be fully undone here. If there's no safety car and he has to go into the pit for a few laps from when the safety car does come in, that will not be the strategy that Black Panther will be looking for. Another safety car though to save his vehicle. And you don't expect that much in Australia unless you see a mistake like a massive one that Wizardberg made there. I'm sure he will see feel sympathetic to the driver behind him who couldn't avoid that. He can keep going. He can continue to try and get this point. So it's crucially needed point for McLaren. Safety car surely will be in on this one. Under pressure from the get-go though, it's going to be Black Panther on those hard tires, parkour behind. Our tires will start to get better than his very soon, maybe even at this point of the Grand Prix. Safety car in here. Early one here, that's what we like to see, early safety cars. Don't go too slow. Don't need to go too slow when the safety car is coming in this early. The safety car will come in before you can push. You don't want the safety car has been a problem honestly in this league for a while now because of the way that the safety car works, how it doesn't slow you down if you go too early, move or the penalty you get. The drivers are doing the best. I feel we're doing the best that we can, and it hasn't been too bad. There has been some incidents here and there, but as you can see, the grids are getting used to it now. And Panther used to a restart. By the way, the safety car coming in on this one. Oh, interesting restart. They looked like he was going to go, but he caught most of the drivers sleeping, and his coffee sleeping as the rusted boat. I mean, Ghost is behind him, trying a move on the inside, getting a move on the inside. 10-second penalty for someone, and it looks like chaos right at the restart there. Interesting restart. Another ignoring yellow flags. 10-second penalty again for the bird, and maybe that safety car restart might be the one to look at. Coming out of the corner that I thought Black Panther was going to go, but it looked like he had a slow start. Some of the drivers were cut off, but they can keep going now. He is still going to be leading this race. Deck down the inside, takes it from parkour into P2. He goes. Still going to be a kick Sauber lead. Hazer is now going to really have to be the one holding it for Williams, and his teammate Pesci behind will be making up places. A lot of switching at the back. This is chaos at the restart there. I can't even keep up with that. Has to keep up with the front. Destroyer Drag though has been overtaken by Pesci. Back to the front there. More drivers losing places down the inside. Hazer goes, and Deck will take the place on Black Panther. Basil will try down the inside of Parkour. She does well to defend it. He is on the fresher hard tires, and can't fresher hard tires. No, as he goes wide there, it looks like she might have slightly pushed him on. A teammate there is going to slide around the outside. 3 wide they go now. The Burn taking advantage of this up to P7. Remember, he does have that 10-second penalty, but he can run all the way to the end. Down the inside he goes. Can he take it from Simon, who's going to go deep? 3-second penalty for Parkour. Round the outside, Coffee is going to go. And now he has the bird in front. Will he try it on the inside? No, he will not. No, close enough. But the Williams coming in deep there, almost going into the back of the Ferrari, but they can keep going. A lot of penalties there, and surely a lot of appeals are going to be coming in. I'm going to have to do a lot of appeals now, as Coffee is going to be behind the bird and can use his pace now to stay with the drivers in front, because he's going to be having pressure of Pesci, who's right behind Basil. And Basil, we know, doesn't give up when it comes to fighting. As the Williams is going to try around the outside. Can Basil defend it? As they go around the outside here, the Williams is going to take that place from the Ferrari. Climbs the corner a little bit there, but he's good going, and he can't take the Aston Martin as he head down the straight here. Easy does it from him, as the Mercedes will now get ahead of Angry Badger in that Ferrari, who decided to stay out on his old hard tires after the safety car. Someone is off now. JCFC, yellow flags at the back. I thought that would be another safety car. Some drivers will be reaching for another one here, but some drivers know that they have the opportunity now to take those hards to the end and finish in a very strong position here. As Viva now is getting past Parkour. Mr. P also is going to slide past Parkour into P12. He goes, and they claw back as round the outside now. Pesci is going to take it Aston Martin has retired from the session. 3-second penalty. Safety car, yes. There's going to be another one. Another safety car it is. And some of these drivers now can't recover their race, especially Black Panther. Most of them will be staying out on those hard tires, but fresh tires for some for sure. Or Angry Badger. Black Panther still yet to serve their pit stop, mandatory pit stops. But it's made the box a pen. A lot of stuff I've been having. I don't even know who are doing it. But let's see the penalties now. Now that we have the time. See, 3 seconds for Filthy Ghost and Black Panther, 10 for the Bird Destroyer drag. Looks like those two drivers might have been compromised by that safety car restart. Another 3 for Angry Badger. Left the session. Retirement for him. Another race that he would not like to look back on. And that's his second retirement at Australia now. The second driver out. And I see more happening the way this race is going. Back to the front now. Most of these drivers will be staying out for sure. Definitely most of these drivers staying out. Black Panther will be the one to go in. All of them on those fresh hard tires, and you know they can go. He will definitely go for the hards. 17 laps. See staying out here. Mediums will be falling off faster than everybody else around him. These safety cars are exactly what he will need. He will need even more. Anyways, safety cars to fight for a strong position here. He doesn't have too much of a pressure behind him, considering the drivers that are behind him now. Most of the tough ones, really, really tough ones, are in front. If he wants to make places, he's going to have to push very hard. But I'm going to wait for Angry Badger to join the pack. And at the end of the next one, the safety car will be coming. Hopefully, not another compromised safety car. Yes. That was funny stuff. Well, I was talking about how we're trying to, before that safety car, I was talking about how we're trying to make sure safety cars don't cause trouble, but that one did cause trouble. It's almost every race now that we have a slight safety car incident. Like, why do F124 drivers struggle with safety cars? We need to ask. What is the reason? It's a mystery. Something that we remember. So people behind that overtakes. See that angle there is really nice to watch moves happen. We've seen a few already in this lap, in this race. Trying to warm up the tires. They don't want to not warm up the tires like they used to anymore, so you will see drivers moving left and right more on the track. You expect to see that happening because they're trying to keep that rubber under them. Cold tires, it's not the most ideal to race with. Coming into the pits now. It looks like he might be going for fresh medium tires. Definitely it's going to be fresh mediums for mediums that definitely can't run to the end. You're going to have to do it from the back. I see also will be changing his wing change that's desperately been needed since early in this race. Mercedes driver. Safety car should be coming in at the end of this one. McLaren and Haas don't have a problem getting back to the pack. I don't think we'll have a problem with that. Let's see now. Deck is leading the way from Hazer, Mustang, 50 goals, and Pesci. Are we finally going to get a new winner in Tier 1? Or is it just going to be Pesci and the Bird? Can these drivers in front of them stop them? I mean, I would like to see that as a neutral. I would like to see that, but Pesci and Bird definitely wouldn't. One of them wants that win once again. Continue that drivers' championship charge. No driver has ever done it twice in a row. Pesci is trying to do it twice in this league because he did win Tier 1 championship about 2 seasons ago before Matthias won last season. So we will be looking for a second one here in Tier 1. One that definitely will be very, as the safety car is coming in now. Better start this time. No one is really going to try for a move now. Just want to stay with the pack. No chaos. No chaos happening. But as I was saying, it will be very, very deserved. Especially can win a championship here against the likes of Bird. As Rusted Boat is going to be diving down the inside. Oh, that's Bird actually. Bird diving down the inside of Filthy Ghost there. As the Visa RBs are now back in position to continue their charge. As they're trying to keep up with the Williams team, who are running away with it in the constructors. As Mr. Poem now making that place on Destroyer Jack up to P9 he goes. He's gonna have to use his medium tires in the next few laps as much as he can, because it will soon start to fall off as Bam and the other Kickstarter of Black Panther is going to get past the Alpine. And can the Alpine fight it hard down the inside of him there, as Black Panther does a good job around the outside to keep that place from Destroyer Drag. We'll have to settle for P12 for now, as Levi is going to be behind him and putting pressure on him. But our championship contenders are squabbling now, as Pesci trying to make the place on the Bird. And can the Bird defend from him? They're slightly falling off. If they continue to squabble, that's exactly what the drivers in front would want. These two drivers to keep fighting at it, but if they work together here, it's very difficult for them now. DRS has been enabled. Hazer right behind Deck who won the lead of this race. Deck who is looking for his first win here, has been driving his legs off, he's driving his body off, driving that car to Deck. Still looking for that win when it comes to going against Pesci and the Bird, but he's still going to be going at it. And this is a great opportunity now, but he has the Bird right behind the man in P3, Rusted Bolt. Just 2 cars behind him is that championship leader, that man that's been putting pressure on this division, and Destroyer Drag now with a 3-second penalty. As behind him, Black Panther trying to make a move on his teammate. He does have that DRS to defend from the Kickstarter, so not enough, as he'll be charging down the Mercedes in front, who's trying to keep up with the pack there. Coffee very close to Filthy Ghost, very close he is. Round the outside he's going to go. Does he have the traction to take it there? No, he does not. Filthy Ghost slightly going off there, but can't defend from the Aston Martin, who's putting lots of pressure on the rear wing of that Red Bull there, and now has fallen out of that DRS. Coffee now has him exactly where he needs him, and he now can use the DRS and the slipstream to get closer and try to use that again to make the move. Rusted Bolt now and the Bird have done the switch that we did expect to see happen. Bird now can't chase. Rusted Bolt has to think about defending from Pesci for a few laps, but he wouldn't look to compromise his race because he knows the pace that Pesci has will be enough to try and get past him. But does the traction that Coffee have be enough to get past around the outside of the Red Bull? It will not be, but it will be enough to put him under pressure from the Ferrari. He slightly pushes him wide. Can the Aston Martin hold his place? No, he cannot. Up to P7, Basil goes, but now under pressure behind Filthy Ghost. He's gonna have 3 cars charging at him. One of them is gonna be Coffee, who's trying to move in front, but the Bird now has taken that place from Hazer. Pesci taking his place from his teammate though, switching the Williams and the Visa RBs as Rusted Bolt now gaining on Pesci. Can he make it down the inside? No, he cannot, and it's going to be a 5-car now battle for the win, as Basil down the inside of the Red Bull slightly pushes him wide. As the Martin taking advantage of that on the up to P7, he goes slightly wide there from the Red Bull, who is not giving this one up. Wheel banging between the two, round the outside again. The Red Bull still holding it as they go wheel to wheel. The kick Sauber now is going to put pressure on the Mercedes as he's right behind the rear wing. Down the inside, can Coffee take it on the Red Bull? He cannot. But Basil is going to be leader of this pack. We know the top 5 are going to be fighting for the top 5. Now it doesn't look like the rest of them will be able to catch as Black Panther was going around the outside there. It looked like he might have made contact with the Aston Martin. His wing is still clean though, as Mercedes taking advantage of that. Unbelievable stuff happening here. The tight track, a street track like Australia, you do expect contact between this driver. You do expect racing like this, especially when there's 4 DRS zones and there's a move for Filthy Ghost. Up to P6 he goes. And the safety car is still showing on my screen, but trust me, there is no safety car in this one. We're on full-blown racing. As round the outside, the kick Saba, he made contact with the Alpine. The 2 Alpines are going to get through now. The kick Saba of Black Panther now dropping to P13. Always has the strong starts to the race, but the end always gets undone for him today. Oh, 3-second penalty as he slides there. Today was the strategy. Now he's trying to claw back, but it's a very, very difficult claw back, especially when you have all the DRS zone as parkour now. Looks like she's made a mistake, lost the wing, lost her left front pin and wing, and she will have to stay out. I think she does have the pace to stay out, so she's going to stay out. For going in right now to change the pit stop, to change her wing when the pit stop will just make her way fully undone there. As Destroyer Jack is now going to lose that place to Black Panther. Up to P12 he goes, trying to get back up after making the mistakes. Woody going off there, and he's going to lose that place to Angry Badger Wizard Rex in P14. Doesn't have the penalty, and he sees 2 drivers in front of him having penalties. More places that can be made for the McLaren driver there, but the Mercedes puts it right behind Coffee. Also sees the penalty that is on. He's the only driver on Mercedes on track, so he's going to have to bear the most of the points. He knows how much important the points are here today. As round the outside, the Ferrari is trying to get it on Filthy Ghost, who's going to go wide there, getting that 3-second penalty. Basil's still going to put pressure on him as he goes down the inside there. Ferrari easy does it. Down the inside, takes the place. Great fighting between these drivers. As the rounds tick up, the racing heats up. Elbows out between a lot of them. A 3-second penalty for parkour. He's going to start piling them up now as Wizard Rex down the inside of Destroyer Drac. Easy move from him. Up to P13. Those fresh medium tires. We go for the medium tires right at the end of the safety car there. The last time the safety car was coming in, so kind of take advantage of that as Basil losing the place to Filthy Ghost. These two continue to switch here. Bam, and Black Panther squabbling at his both on the hard tires. And Black Panther's tires are fresher than the Alpine behind, fresher than most of the drivers around him. As you can see, 7 laps he's done on the hards, and the rest of them 13, 12, and his next target is going to be the Mercedes. But before that, Aston Martin wants to make it 2 drivers in one straight as he goes round the outside of the Red Bull and does make it 2 drivers up to P6. Coffee goes. They're all sitting on those penalties, but Rusted Bolt is right behind the leading pack, and he can just hold on to the leading pack to make sure that the rest behind him do not catch up to him. As Mr. Poem now is still in P9, doing a great job here. Black Panther with that penalty will definitely be thinking about it. A little bit of a lock up there as he smoke in the face of the Alpine and falling off the DRS now. Destroyer Drac now going to be under pressure from Wizard Red behind. Another 3-second penalty for parkour behind. You now will be going into the pit, same as Woody. We're going into the pit lane as Filthy Ghost and Coffee. Now switching places there. Coffee losing the place to the Red Bull and losing the place to Ferrari, and the Black Panther diving down the inside of the Mercedes. Mercedes still going to try and defend it on the mediums that he's sitting on. Wheel to wheel they go, but Black Panther can't complete that move. Up to P9 he goes on the first fresher tires, and the Aston Martin now is going to be next on Black Panther's list of drivers that he has to get past. But Pesci now has taken the lead of this race. What do you expect? Pesci, Deck, and the Bird back on top, and it's not a surprise whatsoever as they will continue their charge back on top, continue their roles of trying to get the constructors for each of their teams, who are 1, 2, and 3 right now. 1, 2, and 3 right now in the constructors. Very, very strong team there, and very, very strong driving between those 3. The podium is going to be predictable, but who is going to be your winner in this one? Bird has that penalty that he's sitting on, so this one it looks like it's going to be between Deck and Pesci. Can Deck get that win that he's been craving for ages now? He's getting the win in the inter tiers, but he's here in tier 1 that he wants it, especially now on season 9 that he has an opportunity to go for a championship. Viva now in a strong position on those fresh medium tires right behind the Mercedes of Mr. P. He's going to be trying to use the pace of Black Panther to chase over. Black Panther now with another 3-second penalty. He's trying to hold on to Coffee in front. This pack from 6 all the way down to 14 are in a full pack here, so the penalties that you're sitting on will be a massive problem for a few of these drivers unless they can drive those penalties up. It to be very difficult as Pesci now under pressure as Bird takes the place from there. Can Deck fight it back behind the Visa RB, down the inside of the Visa RB, who's now going to try around the other side to hold it, holding his place as there's more yellow flags at the back. 3-second penalty for Filthy Ghost. Another 3-second penalty for him. Looks like he spun. The Red Bull has spun to the back. Not easy going there for the Red Bull. Not simply lovely stuff for the Red Bull. As we get back to the front now, they're just going to keep fighting. These guys, we know how he's going to finish in front. There's really nothing happening between these guys. I just want to see how he finishes. I want to watch the midfield today. The midfield is where it is. It's all happening, honestly, as Basil can still keep defending from Black Panther. His strategy is going to work for him, but it looks like he can only settle for P6 in this one. As Bird now very close to Pesci there. He's going to be putting pressure as the 2 championship leaders back in the lead of this race. Bird has that penalty though. Can he drive it up? Or can he put so much pressure on Pesci in front to also get that penalty? As Deck now is going to take it round the outside, trying to get that place from Bird, who will not give it up easily, but he has to give that one up as Deck now moves up to P2. Can he make it 2-in-1? As he now is going to put pressure on the Williams down the inside that he can go for it, and he is going to go for it. As wheel to wheel they go, they make a little bit of contact. That means that with the Bird going to the back of Deck there, it looks like his wing is clean and he can keep going. But back to the midfield here as Mr. P and Basil are going at it as they almost make contact there. Mr. P cannot move up to P8. The Ferrari is going to drop back now. Mr. P, he doesn't have the penalty, so he can recover. P6 here. Contact between these two drivers, and there's madness. I'm telling you, the midfield is where it's at in this Australia. As more contact between the Ferrari and the Kick Sauber. Sorry, front three. I'm so sorry. You guys always have your show. They are putting on the show today as the Aston Martin will get past Black Panther, going deep slightly there. Oh, as somebody's retired from the session. Oh my God, safety car lap 24. Unbelievable stuff. As it was just, everything was happening in the midfield. It was inevitable. These drivers were not giving anything up. But what is the strategy going to be? 5 laps to go. And most drivers are definitely going to go into the pits, especially the top 6. Definitely, Mr. B definitely will be going to the pits. 17 laps he's done on those medium tires. But he does not have that penalty. That penalty is what is key right now when it comes to the ending of this race. That we're going to have just a few laps of racing under the safety car. But what are these drivers going to go for? Wizard Rex out of the race. He couldn't finish the second race back here in UFRL Tier 1. Unlucky stuff for him. They're going really slow into the pit lane. They all will be going to the pit. Pesci, Deck, the Bird, Hazer, Rusted, Bolt, Coffee, all diving into the pit. 10-second penalty for Declan. 10-second penalty for Declan. Looks like Pesci has done it. Looks like Pesci will grab the win here if he just stays out of penalties. Some drivers were going to have to double stack. Some drivers have to double stack. Maybe Hazer and Pesci. It looks like, but they will still stay in that top 5. Unbelievable stuff. 10-second penalty for Declan at the last moment. Bam staying out. Black Panther staying out. Bam believes he can hold on. Can he hold on if Bam wins this race on those old tires? But you know, under pressure from Pesci with those softs, I say impossible, but nothing is impossible. Nothing is ever impossible. As they all went to the pits for the soft tires, for the 10-second penalty for the Kick Sauber. And she's in Mosen and the Williams once again in a brilliant position to continue their charge right at the top. They're dominating this season, making it look easy in the constructors and in their drivers' championship, as it's just Williams' dominance all round. Pesci and Hayes are now in very good positions to have a double podium once again. I mean, a double podium for the first time this season, so because Hayes hasn't finished in the podium. We can get a double podium for the first time this season. And that is exactly what the team principal of Williams will be wishing for his team. I'm going to wait for Paco and Woody to catch up to the pack. These two definitely will be happy with the safety car that we're seeing now. They can fight for positions at the end of this one. The penalties is going to decide a lot of positions at the end of this one. Pam and the Black Panther staying out. Predictions for wins. Who wants to put a bet on Bam winning this? Put your house down. Put your house down and Bam wins this race. The Black Panther will defend from him. Deck is going to pits. Deck is going to go into pits. Hopefully he doesn't retire. Hopefully he just stays out to try at least get points for the team. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's not going to retire. Unlucky for Deck there. Just a woeful end to the race. It's a very strong race that he was having. Bam was 17 lap old, hard tires, in a very precarious position. He will have, the race will resume on lap 27, so we'll have 3 laps to hold these drivers behind. Maybe he can hope that Black Panther does like solid for a lap and a half, maybe just a solid for a lap and a half. What's going to happen here? Just a few laps of racing, and I can't predict this one. Some drivers know that they have the advantage here. Some drivers know that they're in big trouble with the penalties that they sit on. Definitely. As Woody is going off there, definitely is going to have to get past the driver who just slid off track. And Paco's also going to get past him, but has to see that place back. Safety car is going to be coming in at the end of this one, and Bam has the opportunity right now to do Alpine a massive summit. He has the opportunity that is going to be something that he's going to have to fight very, very hard for. There's more switching at the back. Please no overtaking on the safety car, guys. Please stay behind the driver. As it has left the session. Safety car coming in at the end of this one, and it's Bam. He's going to lead the way. He is off now. It's going to be 3 laps of racing. Black Panther already getting the momentum on the Alpine and looking to make it down the inside on the Alpine. Pesci behind. He knows he's on those soft tires and can set it up easily around the outside of Black Panther here. No contact made between these two. Pesci up to P2, he goes down the inside of Bam, taking the lead of this race. Behind him, his teammate also trying to follow us. Bam is going to push Hazer wide there, and Hazer on those soft tires, he has the better traction, has the better grip for sure. Bird is also making places. Bam is still in a good position. Anyway, he finishes right now, he's definitely going to take that, as Coffee has retired from the session. Another driver out, but definitely that's not going to be a safety car with 2 laps to go. That is the end of his race. Mr. P now moving up to P5. Unbelievable driving from him. One driver that has done a great job here. And Bam is going to be under pressure. As round the outside, Hazer. Oh, that was frightening. That was frightening. I thought they were both heading to the wall. I honestly thought they were both heading to the wall. As Mercedes and the Alpine of who is that Bam or Destroyer track? Someone is off. Someone is into the wall. More yellow flags at the back. It's Black Panther. There's more woeful racing at the end. Drivers pushing each other off, coming to the end of this one. 2 laps to go, and Pesci definitely has won this one. A race win that he desperately needs when he comes into fighting against his competitor of the Bird. Hazer finally is going to get on that podium as Mr. P now up to P4. Unbelievable from him. Very strong drive. Can Bando hold on one more lap that he can try and hold on now to Filthy goes behind. Another driver crossing yellow flags. 4 drivers now out of this race. Rosted both has fallen down to P14. It's all falling apart for Visa RB. It's falling apart for everybody except from the Williams now, who are on a double podium. A podium that will consist of Visa, Pesci, and the Bird. The Bird who's going to try and claw back Pesci on the final lap of this one. I don't think he will have enough. But will Mr. P have enough to get a podium here as he's gaining on Hazer? He's going to try round the outside of Mercedes up to P3. He's trying to spoil the Williams party at Australia. We know how strong he is at Australia, but someone else is off. It's Bam. He's down to P10. The strategy to stay on those hard tires at the end of this one, at the end of that safety car, hasn't helped out for the Alpine, as he's now going to drop to the back. Pesci with the quickest lap. Bird steals it from him. Unbelievable fighting between these two. Bird knows that he just needs that extra point there to that's good damage control on his championship rival. But Pesci on the final lap of this one definitely is not going to lose his 1.5. Bird is clawing him in, but it is not going to be enough. Pesci can't put away 1.6 seconds. He's not going to have the DRS on the last one. Hazer though is going to have the DRS on the last one. He definitely will be trying to take that podium back on the Mercedes, who stole it a lap earlier. But the Mercedes is going to have to burn all that DRS off, trying to defend from Hazer, who is going to be gaining on him as they head down now to the quick left-hander. Still the Mercedes stays in front, but Hazer is going to have another go at it. Another DRS run as they head down with the Mercedes defending down the inside. Hazer's going to go for it down the inside and takes the podium back on the last lap of this race. Deck up to P5, but Pesci has done a good job. But Mr. Ford can't take the place back from Hazer. Up to the podium he goes again. Pesci is going to cross the line and win here at Australia in a brilliant race. Bird at P2 once again, as Mr. P with a brilliant drive secures the podium from Mercedes. Hazer is going to take P4, Deck in P5. Hazer takes P6. The penalties are going to start showing now. Destroy a drag, a good one for him with P7. Woody, Angry Badger, and Viva 8, 9, and 10. We'll be loving that for sure. Rusted Boat's going to have to settle for 11. Filthy in 12th. Bam in 13. Parkour will take 14. Panto in 15. And that will round up your grid. Pesci gets the win here, a win that he desperately needs in his championship fight against the Bird. The Bird though still will take that P2. The 3 drivers who set the engine pen finished on the podium. Maybe the engine pen was the right way to go Australia. Other tiers can look at that and see if 3 drivers could get a podium here at Australia. Maybe that's when I should serve my engine pen. Just a little bit of a tip from your friendly neighborhood commentator, but that's just a little bit of a tip. But there you go, that is your podium. Pesci wins here at Australia round 4. A very, very brilliant round. A round that I couldn't keep up. So much happening, but I gave the midfield as much film as they could get, and they did not disappoint. What a race that was. What a race that turned out to be. Bird is going to be driver of the day. It had to be one of them. It had to be one of the 3 guys who started at the back. Oof. Lovely stuff, guys. Lovely stuff. The Williams takes the win. Visa being P2, and the Mercedes. Oh, Mercedes. I don't know if I want to laugh or I want to cry, because one of my drivers on the podium, but the other one got so undone at the start of the race after being DNF'd by Visa spinning in front, I believe. But there you go. Champagne is going to taste the best in the Williams camp. Like you know, Pesci is going to celebrate as he grabs the win here at Australia in a very exciting round 4. A very incident-filled round 4. I know that the incident room is going to be filled up. The tickets are going to be flying in. Just take it easy, lads. Don't attack each other in the lobby, as I have been. Yeah, because that was a good one. That was a good one, honestly. As we tomorrow will be in Tier 2, will be at China. It's going to be a no hard tire race for the tier 2 drivers to think about, and it's definitely going to be a very good one, as Viva will be back on comms, the one and only Viva, to guide you guys through that. That would definitely be a good race, as this one has been a great race. I've been Willie Fernandez, and we have been UFRL. Good night and goodbye.